What's up, kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen, my N7 specters and comrades? How you guys doing today? I got another Andromeda Initiative video. I did one before and it was at the welcome and orientation section. For those who don't know, the Andromeda Initiative is something that you can sign up for on the masseffect.com website. You just give them your email and they'll send you an email out for the next portion of training. If you complete all 6 portions of the training, you get an equipment that goes into the actual game that you can use. Hold on, wait. See, I'm having difficulties with it. Okay, anyways. Maybe I'm not supposed to put the mouse on it. But anyways, right over there you have Earn Elite Equipment. You get a helmet that you can use in the game if you do the full initiative training. So I'll put a link into the description from when I did the welcome orientation version, and now I'm going to do the Tempest and the Nomad and the Ark and the Nexus. I've watched it already, but I'm going to watch it again so I could watch it with you guys, just in case you haven't seen it. So, and even if you haven't seen it, I'll do it with you, and then I'll put a link in the description to where you can see it yourself. So let's go ahead and get into this. The Tempest and the Nomad. For those who don't know, the Tempest is going to be our ship and that we're going to use in the actual game. And then the Nomad is like the Mako. So I'm going to read this. Schematic overviews, capabilities, and basic operation of a Pathfinder's principal space and ground vehicles, the Tempest and Nomad. Let's get into it.
Glad to make your acquaintance, recruits. The lucky few of you accepted to the Pathfinder team will be flying with me. I'm Callow Jan, and this is the Tempest. I've been her pilot since the early prototype days, so take my word when I tell you that she's light, stealthy, and easily the fastest ship in her class, capable of doing 13 light years per day.
13 light years.
Of course,
hey.
All that speed comes with some sacrifice. She isn't weighed down by heavy armor or a main gun. But rest assured, anything we can't outrun will have a tough time finding us. Between missions, Pathfinder team will call the Tempest home, and everything in our home is state-of-the-art. Our research room is available for R&D needs. This will be the space for gathering intel and samples we've acquired, and working out their practical application in upgrading everything from weapons to armor to the Nomad Scout Rover. It's all supported by discoveries from the tech and bio labs aboard.
Oh, nice.
The meeting room gives us a place to gather the crew, or video conference with the Nexus. Below are engineering, the Tempest's armory, medbay, and the cargo bay, which houses the Nomad. During your downtime, you can relax in the crew quarters or the galley. The Pathfinder's cabin is also located nearby, but is off-limits to the general crew. Unless invited, of course. My place is on the bridge. This is where the Pathfinder operates our nav system, sent specifically to them.
Things going down
Any
in that
destination
room.
at the Helios cluster right at their fingertips. Once we verify ground conditions with our scanners, the Tempest will enter the atmosphere, touch down, and the team will head out in the Nomad for a closer look. This rover is the definition of all-terrain. With twin hydrogen-oxygen fuel cells powering an Element Zero core, independent
Element
suspension for
Zero.
each wheel, and interchange.
Oh my god, I remember farming for that.
Drive. She comes equipped with a rear fuel injection boost to propel you forward, and in any tight spots, helium-3 micro thrusters beneath the vehicle are on hand to blast you clear. The Nomad must be able to adapt to difficult conditions. The modularity of its design allows everything from thrusters, shields, shield blast, life support, radar, and of course, paint jobs to be customized based on our surroundings.
Hey, we can customize our...
And most crucial of all is your ability to scan planet surfaces for valuable resources and mine them with deployable mining drones. We have an entire galaxy to scout, recruits. The next time I welcome you on board the Tempest, I hope to do so as crewmates.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. I'm liking it. So the inside of the ship looks really good to me. I mean, it's actually similar. It's extremely similar to the Normandy, but the difference is this one seems a bit more, of course, upgraded and just overall better. It's kind of just like an upgraded version of the Normandy in a way. It has the same rooms, the armory, the core. It has the med bay, the same stuff that was in the actual Normandy. So it feels closer to home for people who are used to the trilogy, and then it still provides that sense of something new for that new feeling, so that it doesn't feel exactly like the Normandy, but it gives you that feeling, that nostalgic feeling, like, oh yeah, it's kind of like the Normandy, but it's the Tempest though. It's still reminding you that this is something new, especially for the newcomers coming onto the game. It'll be something new for them too. So that stuff looked good. They showed the crew quarters, and then they have the actual captain quarters that look kind of big. It looked like a futuristic romantic type of setting where, like, with flowers and rose petals leading up to the bed and everything. It's just funny. Kind of like how the way they look, the way that it looked. And then the little thing she threw in, like, oh yeah, you know, where it's not accessible to everyone in the crew except for who you invite. So she was trying to throw that in there, like, yeah, whoever you romance, basically giving us a hint that, you know, romance options can be invited upstairs and y'all can do y'all thing up there. So that's kind of what she was saying. But anyways, let's not get off track here. We're gonna go ahead and go to the other one. Now on this one is the Ark and the Nexus. This one has a little bit of things that we read that pops up throughout the video. I'm thinking I'm gonna just pause it as they pop up, read it, and then continue the video from there. And hopefully it kind of goes along with what she's talking about. So let's go ahead and watch the briefing. Oh, right here, let's read this first. Introduction to the Ark and Nexus. Understand the roles each will play in our journey to the Andromeda Galaxy and mission upon arrival. Another thing I wanted to note too about the Tempest, she said it goes 13 light years a day. So that kind of explains a little bit how they are going to get there so fast. Because, you know, we're talking about another galaxy here, you know. It already takes a long time to get to things within our own galaxy, let alone traveling to a whole nother one. But anyways, let's go ahead and watch it. Computer's running kind of slow, guys. I don't know why. Maybe you got a lot of things running in the background. Sorry about that.
Greetings and welcome, recruits. I am Avina, your virtual intelligence resource and guide for the duration of this briefing.
Okay, pause here. Tell me about Avina. She just introduced Avina to us. Avina is a virtual intelligence program designed to answer questions and provide guidance and insight on current events. Avina appears as a hologram, always taking the form of an Asari, one of the races found in the Milky Way galaxy, and will be accessible at several terminals throughout the Nexus. With a limited capacity of discourse, Avina is more suited to offering information rather than opinions. This is just like Mass Effect, the trilogy. I forgot the hologram's name. Oh my god, I forgot the hologram's name. Anyways, you guys remind me in the comments section, please, because I really forgot. I would look it up real quick, but I don't want to deter from this. My computer's already moving kind of slow. So here is Avina right here, taking the form of an Asari. So yeah, we did have this. When you got to the Citadel, specifically, it was like a hologram. They gave us direction and information. Sometimes she seemed like she was a bit smart-mouthed. Like she would be saying things like just stuff that you would be like, you just kind of want to punch her real quick. Then she was malfunctioning a little bit during the gas attack. That was kind of funny too. She was like flipping back and forward. You talking to her back, you talking to her face. So that was kind of funny too. But I wish I could remember her name, because this Avina name is in my head now. So it's like I'm trying to think of what the actual name was in Mass Effect. But anyways, I guess that doesn't matter. What matters is the new one name is Avina, and that's what we'll be looking forward to once the trilogy finally comes out, or the Andromeda finally comes out. So let's go ahead and finish this.
Inspired by the Milky Way Citadel, the Nexus is a smaller, streamlined space station designed to serve as your central support hub and temporary home once in Andromeda. The Nexus will carry with it a contingent of officials, engineers, traders, and security personnel on its voyage to Andromeda. All remaining humans will travel together, 20,000 strong, on Ark Hyperion. Even with faster than...
Okay, tell me about Ark Hyperion, please. Ark Hyperion. Hyperion represents one of the several arcs specifically designed for the Andromeda Initiative's mission. While its support staff is comprised of a variety of Milky Way races, Hyperion is primarily responsible for the transport of human colonists to Andromeda, and more than 1.5 kilometers long and weighing 17 million metric tons. Hyperion and its sister arcs rank among the largest starships in the galaxy. Hyperion is currently in the final stage of construction within the moon's orbit. Okay, let's look at these pictures real quick. Hyperion. So these just look like where they house the people in their little stasis conditions. So this explains how they remain alive during this whole travel to the next galaxy. They're in a stasis mode, a pod that sustains their life form, or their life, not their life form, but basically their vital signs and their life force. It keeps them up and about dying, I guess. But it does have its flaws, because I did read that whether you choose the sister of the siblings that we're going to use in the main story, the writers, the sister and the brother, if you pick the brother, the sister will be around, but something happened with her space pod that causes her to be physically incapable of being in combat with you. And then if you choose the sister, it'll be vice versa. The brother, something happened with his pod. So the pods aren't really 100% in keeping you alive. So maybe there'll be some people that didn't make it during the journey. I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
In light travel, it would still take several human lifetimes to cover the 2.5 million light years to your destination. Survival will be made possible by spending the majority of this voyage in cryostasis, protected beneath the Mass Effect shields generated by your pods. As you travel to the edge...
Now, one of those things said Mass Effect fields. We'll read that one in a minute, but it didn't went away.
In the galaxy, a small escort of combat pilots will defend us from any threat.
Okay. I'm going to go back to Mass Effect fields because I didn't read that one. I was too busy into that, what she was saying, because that was just kind of like what I just said, basically. So anyways, Mass Effect field. The Mass Effect represents the scientific principle and basis behind most technology in the known galaxy. Mass Effect fields are created through the use of element 0, which can increase or decrease the mass of space-time when subjected to an electrical current via dark energy. In space, Mass Effect fields have implications in everything from faster than light travel to the creation of shields used to protect starships to cryostasis pods, allowing a person to survive in a suspended state for extended voyages. So this explains how the ship can keep on traveling without having to stop for gas. And it also explains how the humans and other species that are going to be there that are in a cryostasis form, how they were able to survive the whole voyage. They were in a state, a cryo state, frozen kind of. So when they come back, when they wake up, they'll look exactly how they look when they went in. So they didn't age, which is pretty pretty good. So anyways, let's go ahead and look at the pictures that go a mass effect relay, a mass relay. Okay, and that's the Normandy. That looks like a Normandy. Okay, next was the Odyssey drive system. With the Arks unable to refuel by traditional means in dark space, the journey in Andromeda is only made possible by the Odyssey drive system. The Odyssey is a massive experimental drive core specifically designed for this transgalactic voyage. It is capable of recycling static energy that would typically cause a starship to explode, instead storing it to power the Ark's primary systems. Meanwhile, an electromagnetic ram scoop will gather hydrogen from the Ark's surroundings, converting it into fuel as needed. So this actually really explains how the ship can keep going without having to stop for gas. The other one kind of touched on it a little bit, but this one went into full details. Like it kind of makes sense, but you know, they have to explain this because we were in the Milky Way in the trilogy. They have to explain how they were able to get to Andromeda. Like, that's just something that BioWare needed to do, because people would have been like, okay, so we would have been wanting answers. So these are the answers that they're trying to give us right here. So let's go ahead and finish this, and we discuss afterward.
However, once we cross into dark space, we will be alone with only our kinetic barriers to shield us during our centuries-long journey. Once in Andromeda, the Nexus and Arks will rendezvous in the Helios cluster, and operations will commence immediately. While the Nexus will be largely functional at launch, many elements of its construction are only scheduled for completion upon arrival at our destination. Docked to the Nexus, the Arks will provide additional power and storage to the station. You will be revived and assigned quarters in one of the residential blocks for a short time, as our immigration staff assists you in choosing a new homeworld. Until the Pathfinders have completed securing these habitats, the Nexus will offer many duties and distractions. The archives in the Cultural Center house the combined history of the many Milky Way species and will assist new races encountered in learning about our galaxy and its past. Lush hydroponics gardens are available for acquired stay. Or you can also take the opportunity to socialize with a visit to the Vortex Lounge for any desired off-duty indulgences.
Okay. One thing I like about the trilogy is the fact that they did have lounges and nightclubs and strip clubs, you know, making it feel a bit more, not necessarily realistic, but also kind of like we can connect with it, because there's a lot of people out here, not everyone, but a lot of people like to go to lounges to unwind. They like to go to clubs, or they like to go to strip clubs. So the fact that you can go to different galaxies, and they have their own clubs, like Omega had the dark lounge or something like that, and it had the VIP section, and then Ilium had its own laid back version of the lounge, and then even in the first Mass Effect there was a club on the Citadel, and then in Mass Effect 3 it was the same thing. So I kind of like how they try to make it feel more human-like or social, I should say. So they go to that lounge right there. So I'm glad that they brought that back, the Vortex Lounge. They probably realized that was a good part of the trilogy that they should keep within there. So it's one of the things that I'm happy that they kept around, like the romance options, the lounges, and the ways to connect and talk to people, see what different types of species are out there, see what type of personalities are out there. Maybe they'll expand more on the relationships that you can choose from. Who knows? But let's look at the Nexus leadership. Nexus leadership. Director of Colonial Affairs, Foster Addison. Foster Addison oversees all colonization logistics for the Andromeda Initiative, making sure all settlements are up and running and colonists have a place to live. The Nexus Superintendent, Nakmor Kesh. Nakmor Kesh is a female Krogan and part of the core team of station engineers who built the Nexus. Her contributions during the mission include station upkeep and ensuring all facilities remain in working order. It's good to see a female Krogan, another one, because in the trilogy they always talked about the females, but they never really showed them. And that goes with all of the species, really, except for human. And Asari was just one species, so, or one gender, sorry. They only showed, like, the male gender within majority of the Mass Effect trilogy. So it's good to see that they're bringing more of the females in. Because in Mass Effect 3 was the first time we actually got to see a female Krogan. And we've yet to see what a female Solarian looks like. They do show the Quarians, but they never show us their faces. Which is, I guess, okay. We got a little hint of what it looks like. And I guess BioWare left it to our imaginations to try to figure out what it looks like. Anyways, next is Security Sloane Kelly. Sloane Kelly is an Alliance-trained soldier and responsible for all security initiatives aboard the Nexus upon arrival in Andromeda.
The Operations Center will oversee security and management of the entire station, housing everything from colonization efforts to Pathfinder HQ, where Pathfinders will converge to share information and discuss their progress. The state-of-the-art science labs will also be on hand to investigate their discoveries as they begin to unlock the secrets of this new galaxy.
Confirmed races.
Together, we will create a bustling center of trade, community, government, and diplomacy. The beating heart of your new beginning in Andromeda. I invite you to visit me there for further assistance.
I like this. I really like this. Okay, yeah, so I'm a little bit more excited about Mass Effect, and I can't wait to see what it is actually, how it's going to play out, and what it seemed like it's going to be a big game to me. Like, it really does seem like it's going to be much bigger than maybe the whole entire trilogy combined, as far as like exploration. Hopefully they bring back the exploration elements of the first Mass Effect for those of you who like to explore and didn't like the fact that Mass Effect 2 and 3 kind of veered away from the exploration aspect that Mass Effect 1 had. But it kind of looked like they're trying to come back to that, so that's pretty good. Then they also have this, their own version of the Citadel. I think the Hyperion. Seems like we'll be spending a lot of time going back there or in there for in between missions to get ourselves back together. At the same time, we'll be in our ship. Our ship will provide stuff for us too, but just like with the Citadel, every once in a while you have to go there to talk to main heads of authority up there to help guide us in the mission, or ask us if we can do certain things for them on the side, so the side missions and stuff like that. So it looks like it's gonna be pretty big. And I'm kind of hoping so, because, you know, I'm not really the explorer type when it comes to games, but I will do it, especially for Mass Effect. So, anyways, let me know what you guys think in the description. I wanted to watch this live with Facecap to experience it with you guys, and let me know what you think in the comment section. And I'll put a link in the description of my first video that I did on the Andromeda Initiative, and I'll put a link in the description of the actual Mass Effect website. So in case you want to actually see it for yourself, then you can do that too. And if you want to be a part of the initiative to get the helmet here, I mean, I don't know what the type of specs or stats the helmet will provide, but it's an exclusive thing to that. So you do 6 missions. So far 3 have become available to us. I got the 3 done, 3 more to go, and I'll also do those 2 and have you guys watch it and experience it with me. Anyways, have a nice day, guys.